Okay, here are the words for today. Move it or lose it. It is so true. Move it or lose it. You've got to move. You've got to be flexible. You've got to be mobile. You've got to get out and move. Good news is it's not a lot. You don't have to move a whole lot, but you got to do what's right for your body. You got to get out there and move. Hi, I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home, so you can move as little as you can. Try to move a little more. Move as little as you can, but don't worry about it. You're doing it from your own home. Nobody's there to judge you. Most importantly, don't judge yourself. This is a 1 hour long practice where you do what is right for you. If it hurts, back out of it. Don't do it. If it's just uncomfortable, chill out. If it's just uncomfortable, breathe through it and remain calm throughout it all. Remain calm. And one definition of calm means without rough motion and tranquil. Be tranquil. Just let it be. Let it go. Breathe. Control your breath. One of the few things in life you can control. Big breaths in and big breaths out through the practice. We're all seated today. You're all down on your mat. Let it be. Don't stress out, but just move. Motion is lotion. I can't stress that enough. I know too many people having knees replaced and shoulders replaced and just creating immobility in their bodies. You gotta move. Like our dogs do, right? Okay. All right, use some props today. Have some water. You always want water. Drink more water. Everybody needs to drink more water. Less eggnog, more water. Maybe a strap. Eye shade. Towel. 2 yoga blocks. That's what you need. Let's start moving. And if you don't have any of these props, it's okay. You can do this practice. Just modify it. Modify, modify, modify. That's it. Okay, so first thing we do is we lock in a stress number. On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10, whatever, where are you stress-wise? Where are you mobility-wise? How do you feel in your knees and your shoulders? What's going on today, Pam? What's going on today, Stan? Life is good. John, Debbie, I'm glad you're practicing today too. All right, so you got your stress number locked in. Like I said, come on down to your mat. We're not going anywhere. But we're really gonna get some mobility going. Sukhasana is the pose I'm gonna sit in. Here's the deal for Sukhasana. Sit with your legs crossed. Try to bring one foot up on top of the opposite knee and settle in. More easily said than done. This is not a super comfortable pose. In fact, the bottom foot, if you want, you can bring that up too. I just can't do it. My hips aren't built that way. All right, maybe you can. Good on you. It's okay. Do whatever is right. All right, so settle in. Maybe take a block, slip it under the knee of the leg that is on top. Take a deep breath in and a deep shoulder softening breath out. If you can't get into this Sukhasana pose, sit any way you can with just a little bit of a bend in your knees. Just give it a try. All right, so what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna filter out the outside world. That sounds really good, doesn't it? Hands on your knees, close your eyes, sit up nice and straight, take a deep breath in through your nose, and a big shoulder softening sigh out through your mouth. Let it go. Just listen to the inner you. Take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Your neck. We hold tension in our shoulders. Let's work on that a little bit. Maybe do some neck circles. Maybe neck circles don't feel super great for you. If that's the case, just lengthen up through the crown of your head. Go on. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. How are the neck circles doing? You have those little crunchies in your neck. As long as it doesn't hurt, you're okay. And take your neck circles in the other direction. Deep breaths. And finish up with your neck circles. How was that? Let's take it a little deeper. And if she hits this panel here, I'm out. All right, stay there. Lengthen up. Settle in. Take your peace fingers of your right hand, turn your head to the right, and place your fingers on the outside of your left jaw and take a turn. Look over your shoulder. Breathe. Big breath in, lengthens your spine. Big breath out, you take the twist. Come back to center nice and slowly. Hands on your knees. See, it's not too hard, is it? Lengthen up. Turn your head in the other direction. Peace fingers of the other hand. Gently nudge the outside of the jaw. Big breath in. And big breath out. Peace fingers make a difference, don't they? You can just get that little extra nudge. It really seems like a lot. Soften in the opposite shoulder. And come back to center. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Lift both arms up to the sky. Stretch it out. Look up. Look up to your hands. Look up to the sky. Bend one elbow. So the elbow is going up to the sky. With the other hand, hug that elbow in by your ear. Give yourself a pat on the back. So kind of a half cow face here. So you feel the stretch in the tricep. Let the shoulders relax. Arms go back up to the sky. Other arm bends. Elbow hug it in. Pat yourself on the back. Big breath in. Big breath out. Arms go back up to the sky. Look on up. Bring your arms down and your gaze forward. Place your hands kind of like kickstands behind you. Send your chest up to the sky and send your chin up to the sky. Finish. Come back to a normal seated position. Then reach your arms long to the front of the room. Oh boy, don't you feel this in your hips? We did a lot for the hips the other day, and we're going to do a lot for the hips today. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, because your hips are so important for your mobility, your ability to walk and get around. Finish up. Come on up. Shoulders over your hips. How are your legs doing? Kind of helps to get your mind off your legs, doesn't it? All right, slowly unwind. Oh my goodness. Whatever position you're in, bring the opposite leg into that position. So I'm going to put my right leg on the bottom now, and my left leg comes on top. And you know, no matter how little a bend you got in your knees, it's good. Just do. That's the big thing. All right, so settle in to however you can be. Take a deep breath in and a deep shoulder softening breath out. Let it go. Let the stress go. And then circle your neck again. Maybe this time think like with your nose, you're drawing a big circle on the wall in front of you. Then maybe look up toward the sky and circle your neck, like you're looking at the stars, right? Looking for Santa. Turn your neck, just get it moving. If neck circles don't feel good, you know, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Slow it on down, come back to stillness at the midline of your body. Exhale, soften your shoulders. And then let's do the same thing, peace nudge with the jaw. Turn your head in one direction, the direction to which you are turning. Take that hand, place it on the outside of the opposite jaw, and turn. Exhale, settle in and twist. Inhale, you lengthen up and create space in your spine. Finish. Slowly come back to the midline. Hands meet back down on your knees. Lengthen up. Exhale, soften up in the shoulders. And then turn in the opposite direction. And take that hand to the outside of the jaw and turn. Big inhale. Big exhale. Twist even more. And then finish. Come back to the center. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Let's do that half cow on this side. Lift your arms up, up, up to the sky. Lengthen up, stretch out. Feel it in your side body. Bend one elbow. Hug that elbow in towards your sky. Pat yourself on the back. you have a zipper on your back and you're just at the last little bit, pulling it up, up, up. Breathe. And then release. Maybe arms go back up, kind of a reset. Bend the opposite elbow, hug it in, pat yourself on the back. Feel the big stretch in the tricep. Get that shoulder mobility going. Hug that elbow in. Breathe. Release the arms, send them high up to the sky. Look up, up, up. Arms come down behind you, a little bit of a kickstand. Chest puffs up, look up. Use your chin to go up to the sky. Exhale, shoulders over hips. 2 arms, reach them forward. Reach them forward. Walk them forward. How does it feel in your hip? Gaze is down. Maybe you even try to look back towards your belly button. Walk your hands out even a little bit more. Breathe. Finish. Come on back up. Hands to your knees. Take a deep breath in. And a shoulder softening breath out. You got it. All right. Kind of stretched out there. Let's go into a brief wide-legged child's pose. Uncurl your legs however you have them. You can use a block here or not. Send your knees wide. An option is to keep them together if you want, but I'd like to send them wide today and have the big toes touch. If the knees are touching, have your big toes touch too. Sink your hips back towards your heels. Using a block or no block, you can rest your head, your chest on it, whatever feels nice. If you're in the wide-kneed child's pose, reach your arms forward. Imagine your tailbone going back towards your heels. Arms are stretched. This is a huge beneficial pose. All of our yoga poses are hugely beneficial. But here's the deal here. Quadriceps, the big muscles in the front of your legs, are getting a nice stretch, as are your knees. So important to keep your knees lubricated. Motion is lotion. Nice bend in your ankles. Your spine is lengthening. And if you're in this extended child's pose, you're really going back into the shoulders. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a big sighing breath out through your mouth. Stretch it out, reach it out. And if your knees are together, your arms are down by your sides with your palms face up, and your fingers are really reaching and striving for the bottom of your mat. That allows you to get the shoulders away from the ears, which is another great beneficial pose. Take a deep breath in, and this time on the exhale, maybe close your lips and just breathe in and out of your nose and focus inward. The depth of your breath, the extent of your breath, letting it all go. Lengthen the spine. Your forehead, massage it into the mat. Turn your head gently from left to right. Maybe take the twist in the neck even deeper. Turn your neck, turn your head. This is your child's pose. Come back to the midline of your body. When you're ready, let's come out of it. You can stay in it if you want, because some days it just feels really good to stay in your child's pose. But I'm going to come on up, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders in a neutral tabletop. Make it work for you. Really push the earth away. Think of the tailbone and crown of head lengthening in opposite directions. You can stay right here. Fingers spread wide, weight equally distributed in your hands, and even a little bit of a push into the tops of your feet, into your mat. Lengthen, and then exhale. Tuck your chin to your chest and your tailbone under as you arch your back up to the sky for cat pose. Inhale, cow, tailbone and crown of the head lift. Move like this several times. Cat on the exhale, cow on the inhale. Move your spine. Breathe. Breath to the pose. Exhale, belly button back to your spine, arching your back up like a cat. Inhale, cow. Breathe. Move your spine. Long cat-cow today. Just keep it going. Push the tops of your feet into your mat. And then finish. Come back to your neutral tabletop. Extend your right leg long. Press the ball of the foot into the earth. Press into your hands and stretch out your calf. Breathe. As you prepare it, probably for your 10-minute walk today, because remember, every little bit helps. And 10 minutes of walking is so good for you. Even just 10 minutes. We can all squeeze in 10 minutes of deliberate, intentional, quick-paced walk. All right, bring the right knee back to meet the left. Extend the left leg long. Press the ball of the foot into the mat. Press it on down. Breathe. Breathe. Big breaths in. They feel refreshing, don't they? And big breaths out. Knees meet on your mat. Right leg extends again. This time, cross the right leg over the midline of the body. Hug high in your upper inner thighs. Place the top of the right foot down on the earth. Look over your left shoulder and look back to your foot. Big stretch in your right side. Maybe you look at the foot. Maybe try today to look to your knee. If you see your knee, maybe take the twist a little deeper and look to your bottom. Bring the right leg around. Swing it on around to about hip height if you can do that. A little bit lower is fine. A little bit higher is fine. Hip mobility. Let's take the right arm now. Lift it up to the sky. Lift up and then look up to your right hand. Push hard into your left hand. Look up to your right hand. And then finish. Hand comes down. Knee meets knee on the mat. Starting position. Let's go on the left side now. Extend your left leg long. Cross it over the midline of your body. Place the top of the left foot down on the right side of your body. A little crisscross here. Squeeze high in the upper inner thighs. Look over your right shoulder as best you can. Maybe you're just looking to the right side of your room. But you know that foot's back there. Try to look back to it. Look back to your foot, maybe your knee, maybe your bottom. Press equally hard into the earth, into both hands. That left leg that's extended, bring it on back to a natural position and then send it on up, up, up to your left side. Maybe to about hip height. Plant the foot down. Left arm reaches up, up, up to the sky. Push into the earth. Look up to your left hand. And then finish. Hand comes down. Leg goes back to meet the opposite leg. Press into the earth. Bird dog. Lift your right knee up. Lift the knee up to about hip height. Hold it here. Extend the right leg long, drive through the heel, push into your hands. Leg is long, it's at about hip height. Adjust it. Both hips are equidistant to the earth. Left arm, add it in. Reach long to the front of your room. Maybe you've got a block at the top there so you can kind of find your balance. But reach, 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 stretch. Lengthen to strengthen. You're lengthening your spine. Oh, you can feel it. You just the length from your heel to your fingertips. Push harder into the earth and hold. Breathe deeply. Hold. And then hand comes down, knee comes down, other side. Left leg lifts, knee at hip height. Left leg extends long, heel driving toward the back wall. Push into the earth. Dial your left hip down. Right arm reaches. Maybe you don't have to do the arm. Doing the leg is enough. Maybe that's what you want to do today. Breathe. And don't be discouraged. That's the big thing. Don't be discouraged. Do what you can with what you've got. But just do it and come back every day to try again. Before you know it, it all becomes easier. Come on down, hands and knees, back to a neutral tabletop. Let's do a toes pose flow. Find your 2 blocks. Tuck your toes towards your shins and have a seat back on your heels. All right, blocks are by your sides. You can keep them here. Or, shoulders are back. Maybe you take a block and you sit on it. Maybe that feels right today. All right, I said something just a moment ago that I said the yoga gets easier. And I don't like to say that. I like to say you get stronger instead of the yoga getting easier. The yoga is hard. It's hard. So don't let anybody tell you, oh, yoga, you're just lying around doing nothing. Your yoga is not easy. Your yoga doesn't get easier. you get stronger. And that is so true. How are your feet doing? All right, this is intense. If it's uncomfortable, ride through it, breathe through it. If it's painful, come out of it a little bit. So you're stretching out your foundation, your feet. So important to have that mobility in your feet, in your knees, your hips, everything, right? All right, shoulders back over your hips. Maybe your hands are on your blocks. Rest here, rest, right? Rest. But you're stretching out your feet. Let's take it to an ankle pose. So use the blocks because they're bringing the ground up to you. Place the tops of your feet on your mat and sit on back onto your heels. So you're stretching your ankles in the opposite direction. Think of the intensity of this stretch from the toes pose to the ankle pose, getting that full range of motion going. Press into your blocks. It gives you a little balance, stability, nothing wrong with using them. And come up onto the tops of your feet. Your knees are together and they're lifted up off of your mat. You can use the blocks or no blocks at all if you want to challenge your balance a little bit. Hands to prayer center and hold here. If you don't have blocks, just use your hands. Bring them on back down behind you. Stretch out your ankle as much as feels right for you. Remember, everybody's different. Everybody's ankles are different. Breathe. Just breathe through it. I like this ankle pose and toes pose flow. Just moving them back and forth. Let's go back into the toes pose. So come forward, tuck your toes under, sit back onto your feet, onto your heels. Big breath in, big breath out. All right, every day our yoga is different. We practice for an hour live, start to finish, mistakes and all. That's for sure. And dogs, oh my gosh, they're so unpredictable. But just come and do your yoga. All right, tops of your feet. Press on back using the blocks or no blocks at all. Stretch out your ankle in the opposite direction. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm using my blocks, it's not as good. Don't feel that way, because it's not true. Don't feel that if you can't balance without the blocks, that it's a fail. No, it's not. It's a success that you're here on your mat. If you're still in your child's pose, that's a huge success too. So every day is different. We do vinyasa, we do hatha, we do restorative. It's all different. And on Fridays, we have fun. We incorporate Pilates, weights, and it's really fun. You gotta have those weights. You gotta work those in too, right? Okay, how are your ankles? Let's come out of it. Come to a neutral tabletop. Lift your feet up. Squeeze them and scrunch them. The toes, circle the ankles in both directions, and then tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. Oh, the feet, the foundation feels so good. Let's get back into the shoulders. We warmed them up a little bit. Let's take it a little more intensely. Come on down to your belly. Extend your left arm long and reach it to the side of your room. Bend your right arm as we go into broken wing. Right arm is bent. Hand is underneath your collarbone. Bring your left cheek, left ear to your mat. Roll onto your left hip. Left arm is extended long. Oh, you'll feel this, really getting into the shoulder. Right hand is the driver. Press the right hand into the mat to intensify the stretch in the shoulder. Legs can be long. Legs can be a little bent if that feels better. And then there's lots of ways you can play with it too. Keep the bottom leg long. Bend the top leg. Bring the sole of the top foot, the right leg, onto the mat in front of the extended left leg. You can push that foot into the mat while letting the knee go up toward the sky. Another option is this top leg. If you don't like it in front, bring it behind. Press the foot into the mat, and again, let the knee go up toward the sky. Big thing here is the left shoulder. With the right hand, press a little bit more to intensify the stretch if it feels good for you. I don't know that it feels good, but it feels like it's doing something beneficial, and it is. It's giving you more shoulder mobility. All right, other side. I'm just gonna take it and roll onto my belly, and I'm gonna show you how the other side would look. All right, so extend the right arm, bend the left one this time, place it under your shoulder, and roll on to the other hip. Arm is extended long. Left arm is bent. That's the driver. Bottom leg is long. Both legs can be long and stay long. Both knees can slightly bend. You can bend the top leg and bring the sole of the foot behind or in front of the extended leg. Push into your hand, left hand, to intensify the stretch. Soften in your jaws and your shoulders. Find space in that right shoulder, in your broken wing. All right, let's finish. Come down to your belly. Bend both hands, place them under your collarbones. Let's press on up to a seal pose. Your arms are strong, so widen through your hips. Just imagine more space there. And then finish. Let's come back to a tabletop position. Let's do a plank pose. Now, here's the deal. We're going to do plank a little differently today. Lots of ways you can take it. Here's an option. If you're fairly new to the practice, maybe spread your knees a little bit. Work your arms forward. Hinge your body weight more forward so you feel the strength in your arms. Hold on here. You can stay right here. If it doesn't feel good for your wrists, you can come down to your forearms. Hands spread wide. Forearms parallel to each other. Work your knees a little back. Have your elbows under your shoulders and hold here in a knee dolphin plank. You can hold right here. You could tuck your toes under and press on up to a dolphin plank. Or you could take a high plank. That would be shoulders over your wrists, legs long, core engaged, push into the earth and hold a high plank. What I'm going to do today, you decide what you want to do. I'm not going to set a timer. I'm just going to do maybe 5, going from a dolphin plank to a high plank, back and forth. All right, it's intense, but you're going to be able to do it because you're strong. So let's come into your variation of a plank. Mine is a forearm plank. I'm going to hold it here for a little bit. Then I'm going to straighten my arms and make my way up to a high plank. Core is engaged, lengthen through the spine, hold it for a little bit, then come on down to the forearms again. Hold it here and breathe. Upper body is strong. Let's go back again to a high plank. Push on up through the arms. Hold it here. We've got it because we do our yoga. We're strong. Come on back down to your forearms. Breathe. Nestle in. Drop to your knees if you want to take a break. That's fine. Breathe. Back to a high plank. Back to a forearm plank. Breathe. Whenever you're ready, press on back up. Hold it. And then I'm going to finish. Come on down to the knees. Take a break. Have a seat on your heels. Maybe grab a drink. Okay. How was it? Just something a little different. Your shoulders are strong. We did our broken wing. Your body is strong because you come back and do your yoga often. All right, drink time. All right, let's do some other core stuff. Come on down. Grab a seat. Maybe have your strap nearby if you want to use that for your boat pose. Okay, so I'm going to recline here. Soles of the feet on the mat. Slowly come on back to fully reclined. I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to bring both knees up toward my chest. Then I'm going to send one leg long, send my left leg long. I'm not going to have it set down. Maybe you can set it on the ground if you want. You know, your call. Hands interlaced underneath the right knee. I'm going to hug it in. Then I'm going to switch legs and extend the right leg long and hug the left knee in. And then I'm going to alternate. Kind of like a bicycle. Kind of like our starting to a supine twist. But extend one leg and hug the other one in nice and tightly. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, arms down by your side. Extend both legs long, and then both knees come in. Breathe. Hug both knees in and out. Maybe peel your shoulders up, maybe lift your hands up. Arms parallel to each other by your side, working the knees towards your chest, and then extending back and forth. Breathe. Breathe. You got it. You're strong. Now, if you want to use your strap, bring your shoulders down. Bring the strap underneath the centers of your feet. Extend your legs and hold on to the strap like reins and peel your body on up. You don't want to use your strap. Do the same thing. Lift your body up. Legs are extended. Arms reach. Boat pose. Shoulders back and down. Breathe. Hold it. Hug your knees in and then extend. Hug your knees in and extend. If you got the strap, little movements, it's all good. And then let's finish here. Let's come on back down, all the way down to recline. Let's do dead bug. All right, little variation of dead bug. Lift your knees up, knees over hips, shins parallel to the earth. Press your hands into your thighs. Shoulders are soft and down. Hands press really hard into your thighs. Thighs, press them back into your hands. Draw your toes towards your shins. Really work to the point of almost just really shaking in the core. Breathe. Push, push, push into the thighs. Thighs into the hands. Breathe. Dead bug. This is hard. Breathe. Everything is tight. Everything is engaged. Breathe. And then finish. Whew. It's intense. Legs go long on your mat. Pentacle pose. Pentacle pose. Arms go high overhead. Legs are spread long. All four limbs reaching to all four corners of your room. Pinky toes toward the mat, toward the earth. Breathe. Big breath in. Big breath out. Be thankful for what you've got. This is your pentacle pose. You can stay here longer if you like. I'm going to come up and get into a lunge position. So if you'd like to do that, arms down by your sides, press on up, find your two blocks, and let's do a lunge. All right, here's the deal. Come to standing on your knees. Place your blocks at a high height by your side and bring your right leg forward. Knee over ankle, left leg is long. Send it long by pressing into these blocks, sending the leg long. Maybe put a towel under your knee if it doesn't feel right on your knee. All right, find length in that back left leg. We're going to take this nice and slowly. Maybe come up to your fingertips on the block. Think of lengthening through the crown of your head and softening in your shoulders. Your shoulders worked hard enough today in that half cow face pose in our little warm-up, and also in your broken wing. Maybe you bring your shoulders up more over your hips. Left leg is long. Maybe put your hands on your hips. Hang out here. Feel that nice static stretch in the left hip. Imagine your left toes going more to the back of your room. And don't forget your right toes. Press them into your mat. Breathe. Hold here. Breathe. Maybe take your hands, send them up to the sky. You're looking forward, nice and straight. Maybe then take the look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Maybe take your gaze up overhead. Finish. Slowly come back to the midline of your body. Hands at first. Center, soften in the shoulders. Finish. Hands back to your blocks. Let's switch out the legs. Big stretch in the left hip, right? I'm not lying. All right. Come to your right knee. Left foot forward. Knee over ankle. Blocks by your sides. Right leg goes super long on your mat. We did a runner's lunge yesterday, so you got some mobility here. The more you work at it, Not the easier it gets, the stronger you get, and the more doable it gets. And you want to be able to do, right? All right, same thing here. You settle into your body, press into the blocks, soften in the shoulders. Right leg is long, maybe even longer. Imagine it going longer on the back of your mat. Press to the fingertips if that's right for you, not right for everybody, right? Maybe even higher. Settle in. Big stretch in the right hip. It's all good. Your body's going to remember this and say, hey, I can do this. Right, Rena? Right, Kelly? Right, Yvette? Right, Steve? Right, Margaret? Kelly? Karen, Marietta? I'm glad you're here. Breathe. All right, arms. Maybe send them up. Maybe not. Look up. Look higher up. Breathe. Press that foot, left foot into the mat. Press the right foot, the top of it, also into the mat. Slowly bring hands to first center, gazes forward. Soften in your shoulders. You got it? Yeah, you got it. Hands back to the blocks. Oh my goodness, isn't that intense? Yes, it is. All right, let's have the knees meet and sit back on our heels. This is a thunderbolt pose. Hands to your knees or your thighs. Just breathe a little bit here. That was intense in your hips. Let's do something else. Come on. Down to your bottom. Legs extend long. Toes up toward the sky. Arms go back up nice and high. Parallel arms, reach forward. So think of your low back here. I hope it feels good. It should feel good. Reach. Keep your chest forward and your gaze forward. Reach and hold here. Your toes, let's re-engage those. Lift your toes more up toward the sky. Reach a little farther. And I don't know how far you're reaching. Maybe not too far, that's okay. It's more than doing nothing at all, right? Reach, lengthen through your spine, and hollow out the belly as you try to reach a little farther. Maybe you do this with your eyes closed, and as your eyes are closed, you're imagining really reaching super far. All right, your toes, they did a lot. Let's pull them back. Pull all 10 toes back. Pull them back up toward your shin. Breathe. Now take all 10 toes and press the toes toward the soles of your feet. And alternate. Pull the toes up toward the shins. Squeeze the toes toward the sole of the foot. And then finish. Toes go high up to the sky. Start on your pinky. Start on your pinky and pull the pinky individually up toward the top of your foot. Hold it here for a little bit. Keep the length in your spine. Move on up all the other toes. Each one, bring them on back. Bring them back. Bring them back. Breathe. And finish up with the big toe. Pull it on back. And then release the toes. Give them all a wiggle. And go back toward reaching forward. Hollow out your belly. Stretch it out here. Your low back is loving it. Maybe keep the eyes closed. This is the fun part. Look down towards your knees. Let your arms come down too and hug them in by the outsides of your legs. Inhale, find length. Exhale, find depth. Your eyes are closed, so tell yourself, my nose is just about to touch my knees. Lengthen. Hollow out. Lengthen and hollow out the belly. Blink your eyes open. Marvel at how close you are to your knees. It's awesome. And then come on back up. Shoulders over your hips. Find your 2 blocks. Spread your legs wide. How do your toes feel? Kind of nice, isn't it? They're independent. All right, so you're spreading your legs wide. Legs spread wide. You can help it out here too. Grab your adductor muscles or your calves. Spread your legs nice and wide. Blocks are between you. Have a rest. Have a rest with the blocks at whatever height suits you. Breathe. Lengthen through your spine. Breathe. Nice big stretch in the inner thighs. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. What was our word today? It was calm. Calm means without rough motion. It means tranquil. And how do you become tranquil? You got to be steady. You gotta feel stable and safe. Then you can feel tranquil. And who doesn't want more tranquility? All right, breathe. Maybe bring the chest closer to the earth. Using your blocks, maybe lower the height. And then finish. Nice big stretch. Doesn't it feel nice? Stretches feel good. Come on back down. Legs together. Banana asana. Come back down onto your back. Once on your back, bring your arms up overhead. Legs are long and zipped up. Point your toes toward the bottom of your mat. Palms are touching. Reach your fingers high to the top of your mat. This is called a stick pose. You look like a big number 1, the big letter I, whatever. Now, for your banana asana, think about a banana, the curve of a banana. Work your legs to the right corner of your mat, keeping them together. Work them as best you can, as far as you can, to the right side of your mat. But keep your left hip down. That's the trick. Now with your hands, work your fingers toward the top right corner of your mat. But here, keep your shoulders down. No rolling on to the right hip. No lifting up out of the shoulders. It's more important that you keep your both hips and both shoulders down on the ground than it is to really strive to take the curve deeper in that banana pose. Breathe, big stretch along your left side. Intensify it a bit. Take your right hand, grab your left wrist, and give it a pull. Breathe. Don't stress out over the pose. Now let's finish. Release the wrist, palms touch again. Work everything you got back to the midline. Remember, stick pose. Stretch it out. Breathe here. Other side. Work your feet to the left corner of your mat or wherever, keeping both hips down. Lengthen through your fingertips and let both hands work to the top left corner of your mat while keeping the right shoulder down. That's where the benefit comes, keeping the shoulder and the hip down. Lengthen through the fingers. Perhaps now the left hand captures the right wrist and you give it a little tug. Relax into it and see how far you can take it. Let's finish. Palms meet again. Legs go back to the midline and so do your fingers. Lengthen up through your banana asana pose. Bring your arms down by your sides. Find a block and bring it down to your feet. Place the block at its stable height under your left heel. So your left leg is extended. We're going to do a reclined tree pose here. All right, bend your right knee. Bring the outside of your right ankle up on top of your left thigh, or maybe it's down on your shin. Maybe that feels better. No right or wrong. It just doesn't feel good on your knee. For me at least. And I don't think you should force your knee to have that kind of weight going down to the earth. So place the outside of the right ankle on a strong bone and let the outside of the right knee fall toward the earth. Your arms, bring them into like a letter Y shape. Press the backs of your hands into the mat. Chest is open. It's kind of like a tree pose when we're standing. We're getting back into the hips here. Maybe even more intensely than in a standing tree. Standing tree, the focus is balance. In this reclined tree, you want to guess what the focus is? It's hip mobility, isn't it? Breathe. And you got your arms extended, so you're working on that mobility in the shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out. Let that outside of the right knee fall more to the earth. Let go of the tension in that hip. I think we'll do this pose tomorrow in our restorative practice and hold it for somewhere between 3, 5, or 7 minutes, somewhere in there. We'll give it a try. Come back and try it with us. All right, let's finish here. Oh my, move that knee slowly. Right leg goes long. Scoot the block. So the right leg is now suspended and resting on that block. Right leg is long, bend the left knee. Same thing, other side. Bring the outside of the left knee to whatever part of your leg feels right. Arms go up, kind of a Y shape if you like that. So it feels like your chest is open. Outside of the left knee toward the earth. And if you don't have a block, or maybe a half-size block, it's about half this size, maybe that feels better for you. Maybe you don't like the left knee hanging out and suspended, so use no block at all. And breathe. And if it doesn't feel good supporting the leg, you like a standing tree. You could just have the sole of the foot on the inside of the extended leg. Breathe. All right, we give both sides kind of sort of some equal time. When you're ready, slowly bring that left knee back up toward the sky to a natural position. Extend the left leg long, scoot the block aside. We don't need it for this next pose. All right, bend your knees. Come into a fetal position on your right hip. So you're in a fetal position. You're lying on your right hip. Your right arm, extend it at shoulder height out toward the front of the room. Bring your palms to touch. Head is down on your mat. You could also slip a block under your head if that feels better. Palms touch. Let's open up the left shoulder. Slide your hand up to the right bicep across your chest and open up the left arm to the left side. All right, so you're still on your hip, trying to bring the shoulder down. Look to the left. Left arm, keep it long and straight. Bring it up so it creates like a little half circle over your body. Bring the palms back together to touch and then do it again. Slide the left arm, up your forearm, up your bicep, across your pectoral muscles, and then open it up to the left and look to the left. One more time. Arms straight, half circle over the body, palms touch. Open it up. One more time. Let's roll over onto the other hip. So roll onto your bottom, roll onto your left hip. Arms extend long. The bottom arm extends, the left arm extends long. Palms touch. You're on your left hip. Slide the hand, cross the left arm across the chest, take it right, and look to the right. Arm comes up, create that arc across your body. Palms touch. Slide the arm, take your time. Right shoulder comes down, but you're still on your left hip. Open up to the right. Arm goes up, third time's the charm, palms meet. Slide the right arm. Extend it long so your arms are teed out and you look to the right. Let's finish up. Gaze goes back up to the sky. Come on down to your bottom. So you are now on your back. Grab your eye shade or your towel, have it up close to your shoulders for your final Shavasana. But we're not going there quite yet. All right, bend both feet, bend both knees so your feet are in position to do a bridge pose. Arms down by your sides. Press the weight on up into your feet. Balance on your shoulders. Press into your feet. Lift through your hips. Roll your hips down. One vertebra at a time. Come on down. Tailbone comes down last. Bend your right, take your right leg, Place it on top of your left knee. Left knee's bent. You got a little bit of a figure 4 going here. Take your right hand, capture the right knee. Take your left hand, capture your foot. Now this leg, left leg, lift the left leg up, up, up. Hug your knee and your right foot in towards your chest as much as feels good. You've got this back left leg. There's a little bit of leverage here working towards your chest. Breathe, soften your shoulders. And then finish. Left foot comes down, right foot goes down to meet it, other side. Right foot stays on the mat for now. Lift your left leg up, outside of the left ankle, onto the right thigh. Using your right hand, capture your foot, and your left hand captures the knee. Left leg lifts to help pull this, or right leg lifts to help pull the left leg closer. Hug, holding onto your foot, holding onto your knee. Pull it in a little bit more towards your chest. Right leg comes closer to your chest to help out. Shoulders are soft. Belly hollows out. Maybe you can pull the leg a little bit more. Let's finish. Left foot comes down. Right foot comes down. Both feet are on your mat. Both hands, lift them up. Left hand under your left knee for happy baby. Right hand under your right knee. Rock a little bit from side to side. Capture the inside of your calves if you can. Hold on here to your shins. And if you like, capture your heels. Send one leg up to the sky, then the other. First one's the hardest. Think, oh, I can never straighten that leg. Oh yeah, you can. Straighten it. Hold on to the thigh. Hold on to the calf. Hold on to the heel. Bend one, straighten the other. Happy baby pose. Back and forth. And then let's finish. Both heels up to the sky. Both pinky toes open up toward the earth. Finish up. Knees meet at the midline. Knees bend. Legs come down. Legs go long. Eye shade. Towel. Cover your eyes. Block out the outside world because we're focusing inward, right? Focus inward. Filter out all the outside noise. Come into your final Shavasana pose. Arms long down by your sides. Wiggle your shoulders so you get all comfortable here. Heels kind of at the edges of your mat. Have as much contact with the mat as you can. In your shoulders, in your bottom, in your legs. Eyes are closed. Soften your face and breathe deeply. Can you be totally still? Just a few breaths. No movement at all, just your belly. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Take a deep breath in. And a deep, really slow breath out. All the way, all the air out of your lungs nice and slowly. If you can stay here longer, do so. You're home. You're safe. You have solitude, tranquility in your yoga space. Stay here longer if you like. If it's time to conclude your hour-long practice, start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Oh, your toes, don't they feel refreshed after toes pose and ankle pose and pulling them and bending them back? circle your wrists and your ankles in both directions. Inhale, reach high overhead. Think back to your banana asana. Point your toes, reach your fingers, stretch it out like it's your first good morning stretch of your day. Longer, decompression, shoulders are strong. Reach, such mobility there. Hips feel great from that lunge. Bend your knees, roll into a fetal position onto one side or the other. Use your low arms bicep as a pillow for your head. Soften in your top shoulder. Oh, sigh it out. As you're ready, if you're ready, when you're ready, slowly press on up. Maybe you keep your eyes closed, keep the magic going a little bit longer. Sit however is comfortable for you today. Hands to prayer center, lengthen up through the crown of your head. And sigh it out, let your shoulders soften. Gently blink your eyes open. You did it. It was an hour, but think of all the stretching you did. There's a lot of movement today, a lot of holding, a lot of breathing through things. Just getting to know your body, your breath, also important. Stress number you took in the beginning. What is it now? Isn't it great how it does come down? The yoga feels good, and you feel more mobile and flexible, and that's what we're after. And think about it. Pay attention to how the yoga is working in your life. Maybe you've been doing yoga for a week or 10 days or a month or whatever, but how do your knees feel? Do you feel stronger? Do you even sleep better? Do you have better balance? All of these things are a benefit of your yoga, and maybe you don't, bring your full awareness to them all the time. You just know in this moment you feel good and your stress number's down and all that good stuff. But it stays with you throughout the day. Tell your friends about our yoga. It's free for anybody and everybody. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. Like us. Come back. Love you guys. Check out our private group, Friends of 316 Yoga, on Facebook. I'll let you into the group, and we'll post some fun articles about how your yoga is benefiting you. See you tomorrow. We will do that reclined tree pose on the block in our restorative practice. Something to look forward to. All right. That's it. Bye. Have a good day, everybody. All right, Piper, let's end this, shall we? Let's go. Bye. Shiny and bright. It's that time of year, and you feel shiny and bright because you do your yoga. From your deer pose to your child's pose, it's all good, and you know that it's doing good for your body. Tell your friends about our yoga. They can watch us on Facebook, they can watch us on YouTube, and it is free. It is free for anybody and everybody. All they have to do is join. All they have to do is show up from the privacy of their own home. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. See you on your mats tomorrow and each and every day during this busy, most wonderful time of year.